That's it, I'm at the job centre. But not for the reason you're probably thinking. HMRC tax return. All good, all done. Done for the year. Did you see that? A seagull just shat on my seat. But whatever, nothing can dampen my good mood of getting your tax return done. It's a good feeling. It's another big job out of the way, and it's one of the many things I've had. Like I've been doing the tool reviews and stuff. Rather than doing short, little, easy videos, I've been doing really long, drawn-out ones that require loads and loads of work to do them. It makes them much better videos, and there wouldn't be any point making them without it. But when you have them back to back to back for a while, it really starts to get a bit tiring. And I've had, as you might say, too many irons in the fire, but I am removing those irons one by one. That was a big one, and I'm not going to be adding any more until I've cleared and restocked my fires. Freedom! Woohoo! Woo! Well, I do kind of have a subject, but it's almost a bit of research. I was considering making a video. Oh my God, I think it's been raining over here. It's not been raining where I was. I've been considering making a video talking about the things. Oh no, it's not been raining here. It's been flooding. That's right. We had really high tidal surges, and this whole bit was flooded. That's where I was saying. I was thinking about a video for my tips for new riders, because I wanted to address the fact that there are things that you teach a new rider that you don't do yourself, or you tell them not to do it and you do it yourself. The typical do as I say, not as I do thing. There are two examples of this that I can think of offhand. One of them is covering your front brake. Now this is something I have always done. I can't see round the corner, mate. No worries. Covering the front brake, as I say, is something I've almost always done. Very much more so since my crash. It's one of the things I picked up. Now, when you're learning to ride, instructors will tell you do not cover your front brake like that for multiple reasons. But the main one being panic braking. If you come into a situation and you've got your fingers already there, you might jab at them and panic brake and come off because of it. Cows! Cows! Haven't seen you for a while. However, many experienced riders like myself do ride with a finger or two just rested over the brake lever. It reduces the time that it takes to get on the brakes. Now, am I concerned I'm about to start panic braking? No. I have been riding long enough now that that's not the reaction I ever have. My natural reaction is to do decent, proper, progressive braking. And that has been proven time and time again in videos. People have said to me in the past, if you keep covering your brake, you're going to come off at some point. Well, I haven't. It's been 5 years I've been doing it, and it has actually saved my butt a few times. Now, I'm not suggesting here that you start covering your brake. I'm just saying it is something that we teach new riders not to do, and it's something I do, but it does mean that I get people from time to time, they've passed their CBT, they search about riding motorcycles, and now they're the #1 expert in the world, and then they'll leave a comment, something along the lines of, I just passed my CBT today, and you shouldn't be covering your front brake. No, you shouldn't be covering your front brake, because you don't know what you're doing. Another good example of what I'm talking about here is absolutely tell every new rider, do not brake with the front into a corner. Don't do it, you'll come off. Unless you're trail braking, which is braking into a corner with the front brake. Again, and that is a very good example of something that you can do, but it's not advised new riders do that, because they haven't got the finesse, they haven't got the experience to not yank the front brake too hard and cause themselves to come off. Again, I'm not suggesting that new riders or experienced riders that have not found a need to do this start trail braking, but it's something that I have done and do from time to time, not in the sense of like I'm trying to race, but I just mean it can help with the smoothness of a corner. Just scrubbing a little bit of speed off using the front. Yes, you can use the rear, but this is trail braking. And I was trying to think if there's any other examples like that of things that you absolutely tell a new rider not to do, but you will happily do yourself. I don't think it makes you a hypocrite, because there is reasoning behind it. If you tell someone not to do something and then you do it yourself, that is hypocritical. But if you're telling someone not to do it for their own good and you're doing it because you're experienced, that's different. Can you guys think of any other examples of things like that that you explicitly tell a new rider not to do but you will do? Be interested to know. Drop your comments below. Oh, I should, of course, as always, mention my wonderful Patreon supporters. Thank you for the new people that have joined recently. The number is creeping up. We are at a new time high. So thank you so much for helping me to continue doing this. And the same massive thanks to the people who support me through PayPal directly who don't like using Patreon. Talking of that, I actually am now eligible for the join button. And I was going to add it, but I'm trying to work out some way that I can... Because the minimum you can charge on the join button on YouTube is $1.99, and I only charge $1 on Patreon. So it's like, well, you don't really get the same benefits through the join button. Yeah, I can post links to videos early, so you can get the early releases through the join button, and you get the emojis and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think most people care about that. It's not the same as joining Patreon, so if you're willing to join through a join button for twice the price and you only get videos early, I might turn that on, but I don't know if it's worth it or not. But I know there are people who said, yeah, I really would like to have supported you, but I can't do it through Patreon because they don't like Patreon as a platform. And I can understand why you feel that way in ways. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about that one either. But that is an iron for the fire, which can be shoved in a bit. I needn't worry about that for now. And having just done my tax return and seen how badly my earnings were affected by my back last year, 6-7 months of it being really bad, I just have to give a massive thank you to the people that supported me through that time, because yeah, it hit me harder than I realised, and I'm very grateful I got through it. I got no help from the government. I did actually inquire about, like, could I get statutory sick pay, because I'm self-employed. If I was employed, I'd get company sick pay, I'd get statutory sick pay, I'd be all looked after. Nah, self-employed, scum of the earth, basically unemployed. That's what a lot of people say. There's kind of the irony of doing my tax return at a job centre. They're like, oh, here's the job centre. No, I'm here for a HMRC meeting, actually. Thanks, I have a job. Yeah, the reason I couldn't get any statutory sick pay was because basically I refused to lie to them. They were like, are you going to work more than 16 hours a week? And I was like, well, at computer work, I could do 16 hours. I can do some sat-down videos while my back is bad, but I can't make clocks and stuff, so the majority of my income is gone. And they're like, well, basically, you can't do that. You're not allowed to work more than 16 hours in the week. And because I'm too honest for my own good, and I should have just said, oh, I won't do it, and then done it anyway, I said, no, well, I'm not going to lie to you. And they were like, well, we can't give you any money then. I'm like, well, okay, bye. In many ways, doing the tax return feels like the final stamp on that time. Like, that's the last thing I have to go back and think about from that time. Whatever happened, happened. It's now finalised. Until that return's done, there's always stuff about last year I have to worry about. So it is a fantastic feeling to get it done. I've got one more tool review coming, which I've got to get finished, and I need to make a couple of clocks, which are nearly done now. Making those clocks is part of the research for the video, so that's great. Once that's out of the way, I think that's all of my big commitments before I can take on a couple of other ones. But I definitely, before the weather turns cold, I want to go and review a couple more bikes. I want to get down to BMW. There's a couple of BMWs I want to try out. The thing is, there got to be things that interest me, that really interest me, because if they don't really interest me, I don't really care. I think that's all I wanted to cover. As I say, it feels to me like forever since I've made a normal vlog, but it may not be that long on the channel, but it probably is a while for me. Or maybe it's just I'm doing so much in between, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end it at Tesco's, yes. I'm then going to go home. Why didn't you park it on here? Like, someone who actually drives a car and is disabled could use that space. I don't think that's what it's intended for. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm going to go. Catch you next time. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.